Hurt on the job. 2 officers need medical care right now after a head-on collision in Inkster. What investigators say happened. Plus, MSU releases its 13-page internal investigation into the Mel Tucker information leak. Who they believe leaked Brenda Tracy's name to the press. Ron.
We're watching some rain showers across the area right now. We are going to be seeing those moving out and giving us some better conditions for part of the weekend. The latest coming up.
Local 4 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
Drivers being asked to avoid the area of Norfolk and Beach Daily in Inkster. That's because the road is closed after a head-on collision involving an Inkster police cruiser and a Toyota Corolla. We're told an unnamed driver tried to make a left turn, but instead crashed into the officers. Both officers and the driver of the Corolla are hurt. We're working this story. We'll bring you a live update at 5. Thanks, everybody, for joining us here. First at 4, I'm Karen Drew. The stage is set. The field is prepped. The only thing left to do is play. There is a quiet in Pasadena, California today ahead of Monday's game when thousands of college football fans will descend on the hallowed grounds of the Rose Bowl to watch Michigan take on 4th-ranked Alabama. Kickoff is just 3 days away. Both teams hoping to punch their ticket to the national championship. The Wolverines eyeing their 12th national title. Now, we want to make sure you have a front row seat to all the action, so our Hobie Artigue and photojournalist Dave Klein are headed west right now to the big game.
Michigan is back on the path to the college football playoff for the 3rd straight year, and we're beginning our journey to the Rose Bowl, as are Michigan fans toward Los Angeles, including Darcy here, and you're meeting your son up to go to the Rose Bowl. How exciting is that?
Very, very exciting. I can't wait to get there.
So do you think that this is the year that Michigan finally gets a win at this stage?
I think it is. I sure hope so.
Have you been to the Rose Bowl before?
I have. This is my 3rd one.
This is your 3rd one. What is so exciting about it that makes you keep wanting to go back?
Well, first of all, college football, the atmosphere, the weather, and it's a chance to another step towards the national championship.
And we'll see if Michigan can get it done. Also joining us on this journey, a couple from Brighton. This is Michelle and Matt, and you guys are going back to the playoff for the 3rd consecutive year as well.
Yes, we are. So this is our 3rd year going, and 3rd time's a charm.
And this is your first time at the Rose Bowl, right?
Yes, our first time at the Rose Bowl. We're really excited. It's such an iconic stadium that we're so excited just to feel the ambiance around it.
So do you think that this is the year that they get it done and finally make it to the national championship game?
We're feeling, we feel it. We feel like Team 144 is going to get it done, and we're going to go to the Natties if that happens.
Today we're Missouri Tiger fans.
They, of course, play Ohio State tonight.
Yes, sir. Yes.
We'll have more on this game, though, as Michigan gets ready for their first Rose Bowl appearance since 1997. We'll have much more coming up on Local 4 tonight at 11.
Hey, thank you, Hobie. Don't forget, right now until the end of the Rose Bowl, WDIV insiders can enter for the chance to win a TV every time Michigan scores a touchdown against Alabama. A new winner will be picked for every touchdown. To enter, it's really easy. Just head to the contest page of clickondetroit.com. We'll announce the winners on the morning show at 6 a.m. the next day. Time now for our first look at your forecast. Lots of folks are traveling around town and around the country, Ron.
And Karen, they are going to be encountering some wet weather around here in southeast Michigan. As that Track 48 radar shows where we have the rain currently. In the Warren area, Sterling Heights, we're seeing that. Around Roseville and Fraser, we're seeing that as well. Over toward the west side of town as you get into Canton and the Plymouth area. And over toward Ypsilanti, some of those showers coming on down right now for your drive. We are also seeing a little bit of fog developing out there across the area. Quite a bit of cloud cover across lower Michigan. Seeing some clearing up toward the north as you get around the Cadillac and Gaylord area. That is something that we will see come tomorrow. So looking at the rest of the Great Lakes region, more showers over toward Toronto and the northeast. Around here, things are a little gloomy yet again today. Temperature still on the milder side, 43 in Detroit, 41 for Howell and Pontiac, 39 in Monroe. The forecast for New Year's Eve and New Year's Day just minutes away.
As we did say, today does stand to be one of the busiest days at airports nationwide this season, but it is expected to get even busier over the weekend. Take a live look. This comes as travelers return home after that holiday rush. You're looking at video from inside Detroit Metro Airport, the scene right now where things are running smoothly today. TSA is expecting to screen more than 2.6 million people at airport security checkpoints across the country just today. Now, even though there are currently thousands of planes in the air, right now the FAA says the busiest day will be tomorrow with more than 48,000 flights expected. Look at that map. Woo.
New at 4.
New at 4, third-party investigator found nobody involved with Michigan State University inappropriately shared information tied to the investigation into former football coach Mel Tucker. The Jones Day law firm released this 13-page report today after looking into a possible leak of Brenda Tracy's name earlier this year. The findings state that at least 44 people were aware of the investigation prior to a USA Today report naming Brenda Tracy as Tucker's accuser. Now, she claims Tucker sexually harassed her during a 2022 phone call. The scandal led to Tucker's termination as MSU's head football coach last fall. He is now suing the university to recoup the nearly $79 million left on his employment contract. 12 and a half years later, and there's still no sign of this missing Detroit couple. Today, their families are renewing the push to bring them home. Randall Childs and Karen Young were last seen, it was about June 2011, around 11:30 at night outside of Randall's apartment on Grand River Avenue near Rosa Parks Boulevard. Today, Karen's family announced they are working with Detroit police to reopen the case and asking anyone who knows anything to speak up.
Everyone deserves a proper burial. If they're not of this earth anymore, we need closure.
I mean, they say time heals all wounds, but it's like a wound that'll never heal because we don't have closure.
Crime Stoppers is offering a $2,500 cash reward for a tip leading to the arrest. Now to the devastation in Ukraine. Some disturbing images are rolling in this evening of the wreckage caused by the most recent Russian airstrike. This is the biggest air attack since Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine back in 2022. At least 30 people are reported killed. Ukrainian officials say more than 150 missiles and drones hit targets, including factories, hospitals, and schools across the country overnight and into this morning. A couple from the Upper Peninsula and 29 sled dogs are safe this afternoon after being involved in a violent crash that totaled their truck and the trailer the dogs were traveling in. Ryan and Jana Roberts were traveling on I-90 toward Wyoming for a dog sled race when they hit a patch of black ice and flipped. Thankfully, the animals were in protective carrier cases that kept them alive when the trailer disintegrated. Today, the Roberts are thanking the community for their hospitality and help getting them back on the road. So does your child go to school in the best school district in Michigan? Nish just released their annual school rankings, and Metro Detroit made its mark on this year's list. Out of the top 20 school districts, local area schools snagged 12 of the top 20 spots. Metro Detroit also claimed 4 of the top 5 spots on the list, with Novi topping the list at number 1, followed by Troy, Northville, and Bloomfield. To see where your child's school ranks, head to clickondetroit.com. And speaking of schools, when Vicki Stringer started teaching, Richard Nixon was president. 5 decades later, she's still in the classroom shaping young minds. Our Paula Tutman sat down with the educator to talk about teaching and learning for 50 years.
Happy holidays seasons, everyone. We're digging through our vault of some of your favorite stories of 2023. This one, we love this teacher because she really gives you the vibe of, oh my gosh, I really wish I had her when I was in high school.
Catch the title.
Her name is Vicki Stringer.
When I first started teaching, it was a 3rd grade classroom, and I looked 14.
Kathy is a fellow teacher at Lake Orion High School, and when she was a kindergartner, Vicki Stringer was the kindergarten teacher next door.
Stringy has literally taught so many different ages and so many different subjects. So she was a kindergarten teacher when I was a student there. She was my sister's 4th grade teacher.
We're a village, and we all explore literature together.
I don't know. I mean, like, that's more than, it's about like triple my age, so I can't even like, I don't know. I can't even just like imagine doing like a career for that long.
I don't feel old, and I don't feel like there's nothing that I have to offer now. I feel like I have more to offer now than I did, say, 20 years ago. You'll know the metaphors, similes, and all of that.
50 years in one district, the Lake Orion Community Schools.
I want you to choose just one of the poems in this packet, one that speaks to you.
She does have concerns about the state of education in places that matter, including the banning of books, subject matter, and efforts to revise history just because some people don't like it.
It's incredibly dangerous because if children are not taught the truth, all sides of the truth, because there are all sides of the truth. If they're not given all of that, how can they formulate their ideas about who they are, where they exist in a community?
But in the Lake Orion School District, she certainly plans to be around for a while longer. In fact, she invites others to join her because when it comes to the venerable job of teaching, she would say, come on, jump in. The water's great.
Teaching is about the best thing I could ever imagine that anybody could do. It is great. I feel like what I do with these kids that I have here is what they give me is more than anything I've ever been able to give them.
Big congrats. We absolutely love teachers who simply love the craft of teaching. Paula Tutman, Local 4.